سيدنا ومولانا حبيب إلهنا وشفيع ذنوبنا وطبيب قلوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيت الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين سيما بقية الله في السماوات والأراضين روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفدا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. قال الله الحكيم في مبرم خطابه العظيم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أولم يتفكروا في أنفسهم ما خلق السماوات والأرض وما بينهما إلا بالحق وأجل مسمى. صدق الله العلی العظیم. فکر بلبل همه آن است که گل شد یارش، گل در آن دیشه که چون عشوه کند در کارش. ای که از کوچه معشوقه ما میگذری، با خبر باش که سر میشکند دیوارش. اگر از وسوسه نفس و هوا دور شوی، اگر از وسوسه نفس و هوا دور شوی، به یقین ره ببری در حرم اسرارش. آن سفر کرده که 100 قافله دل همراه اوست، آن سفر کرده که 100 قافله دل همراه اوست، هر کجا هست خدایا به سلامت دارش. برای سلامتی صاحب شادی این مجلس ما، فرزند آقای امام عسکری، آقای امام زمان، صلواتی ختم بفرمایید. First of all, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I would like to congratulate the birthday of our 11th Imam, Imam Hassan Askari alayhi alaf al-tahiyyat wa thana. And because we don't have that much time, straight we start our discussion. But about last week, I think some people, they ask about the last speech I had about the explanation and interpretation of tafsir of verse 34 of Surah An-Nisa. I think that was my fault because I started that speech in really short time, and I never forget a writing of Dr. Shariati in one of his book. The book is the writing from his speech. Every time you start to teach about the religion and religion studies, he told to all of the students, if you want to come my class, come continually, and don't come to one class and miss another one, or just come 1 or 3. You have to come to all of my class. And the reason he said because I have a bad experience from this. I start to teach, for example, Buddhism, Hinduism, different religion. And for example, in first program, I taught Hinduism, and my student, he didn't come second program or for the rest of the class. Everywhere they go, they said, Dr. Shariati is a Hindu. Or different classes, everyone say he is from different religion. Why? Because I teach a religion like I'm from that religion. I defend from a religion like I'm part of that religion. And after that, I start to defend from Islam and compare and comparison between Islam and other religion. When I was starting to speech, I think because I needed enough time to talk about different idea, different issues about that topic, especially about the women and the right of women, is not an easy topic to talk. And if you listen to different people, they talk about this issue, most of the time they try to refuse this topic. They say, okay, let's talk about something else. And they say because this topic is really complicated, different ideas, different theory, and all of different people have different ideas about this topic. I said about last week about the explanation of this verse, and some people ask, why Hajjah, he didn't say the reference and the source from that. And they say we look at the different tafsir and tafasir and we didn't find this. They're right, because this idea is one of the idea about the explanation and interpretation of verse 34 of Surah An-Nisa. If you're looking at Surah Tafsir Al-Mizan of Ayatollah Allama Tabatabai, you cannot find this. He has his own idea and own theory about that and own explanation. You cannot find this in Tafsir Al-Namuna from Ayatollah Makarim Shirazi. They are great scholars, but they have their idea about this verse. But that idea, I talked about it last week, and that theory and that explanation about that verse, if they want, I told them, maybe they don't listen carefully, I said the reference at the end. But for one more time, I will tell you the reference. The reference from the theory of the meaning of Daraba in that verse 34 is from the book At-Tahrir wa Tanwir from the writer Muhammad Tahir ibn Ashur. He is one of the Mufassirin and the writer of explanation of Quran, and his idea about this verse. And another person, you can find this idea in his book, is Ibn Arabi, not the philosopher, not that philosopher man. Another one, his name is Abu Bakr Muhammad ibn Abdullah. He is famous and his title is Ibn Arabi, not that Ibn Arabi, Muhyiddin Arabi, no, I'm not talking about that one. Is Abu Bakr Muhammad ibn Abdullah, the writer of the book Ahkam al-Quran, volume 1, page 420. And about the book from Muhammad Tahir ibn Ashur, At-Tahrir wa Tanwir, volume 4, page 43. That's the reference from that idea. It's not I come here, I come up with my idea or my theory. That's the theory from some Mufassirin. And last week I said you don't have to explain or start to translate or tafsir of Quran by the people. They don't have the knowledge and they're not legitimate to translate or explain Quran. Unfortunately, we have this kind of people. They start to explain Quran by their knowledge. Their knowledge, I respect to different people. For example, they have doctorate in different major. That's what I'm trying to say. Just when you're starting to reading different tafasir and interpretations, start from the specialist people. They are especially studying Islam. And that was the reference. If anyone have a question about this reference, come to me. But you cannot find the translation in Farsi. I didn't find the translation of At-Tahrir wa Tanwin in Farsi. The originally is in Arabic. And that's one of the idea and one of the interpretation about this verse. Of course, Tafsir Al-Mizan has a different one. Tafsir Al-Muna has a different one. But in all of them, they come to this part about the hitting. You don't have permission to hit women really hard. And even they come say, okay, we have a hadith from Muhammad alayhi salam. They said the hitting means in this verse is very lightly. For example, even with the sawak is a really thin wood. They use it for washing and brushing their teeth, and almost nothing, because you can hit a woman, make a bruise on her skin, or really hard. If you do that, the Hakim al-Shar, the leader in Islam, in Islamic court, can punish you and can do the qisas. The same thing to you. If you hit someone or one of your family or your wife really hard to make a bruise on her skin. And that's almost come to one thing. Islam is against violence against women. Violence with women is not recommended at all in Islam. The explanation is different. Someone say, okay, don't hit at all. The meaning is something else. Someone said, even the meaning is the same, but means really lightly, almost nothing. Some people, some Mufassirin say the wood of sawak is almost as light like a cigarette. If you hit someone with a cigarette, it's not going to hurt